and this is my van. It's a 2014 Eco Diesel Ram Promaster 2500 159-inch wheelbase. So on the outside of my van, I had the big windows put in on both sides, and then the little bunk window at the back. I also had a 40-liter propane tank undermounted, so I've got the fill valve just on the side here, and I've also got my water intake on this side of the van. I have a roof rack mounted with a 12-foot by 8-foot awning, both from Fiamma, and I've got a 300-watt solar panel up on the roof. I live in this van, just myself and my pet fish, which is named the Vanfish. My nephew was like, no, but like, what's his name, Auntie? I'm like, the Vanfish. He's like, I was like, first name the, middle name Van, last name Fish. And so he's like, hey, the. Welcome to the inside of my van. Welcome to my kitchen. So in here I've got my propane 2-burner stove that's connected to the propane tank. I've got a big sink with a regular tap and then a water tap that has a 5-stage filter. I've got 120 volt power in here. I've got my Himalayan salt lamp, which helps with all the humidity. And I've got my little friend, the Vanfish. He lives here when we are not moving. I also have a flip-up countertop extension, which is great for cooking in the kitchen, using as a standing desk, or using with my swivel seat that I've got on the passenger side of the van. I had just moved back from Australia. I was living overseas, and with the pandemic, I had to come back to Canada. So I decided that I would build a van and travel coast to coast, north to south. I figured it was easier to have my own space than, you know, buy a car, book Airbnbs and accommodation along the way, and like I could just be a little bit more free. In this bench seat, I've got my toilet hidden. I've got my Nature's Head composting toilet. I wanted something a little bit fun, so I installed just like contact drawer liner for, I think it was $6 or $7, just to give it a bit of a tropical feel. And that vents out the back there. And above me here, I've got my Max air fan. So that's perfect when cooking. All the smells can come from the stove, straight out the roof, and I don't really have to open too many windows. I can have enough circulation happening if it's cold outside. It's definitely a learning curve. Like, you can't just, and I thought I could just jump into the van and be like, yeah, okay, like this is how I live now. My friend was like, no one expects you to learn to like know how to live in a van right away. And I was like, I expected me to know. And she's like, well, just like chill out. So yeah. So this is my dining room slash home office slash living room entertainment area slash guest room. So these 2 bench seats go with the table. The table's on a lagoon mount, so it can go up and down, side to side. It doesn't move too much, but this table can actually be dropped down, and I've got extra cushions that form a 6-foot by 2-foot couch slash guest bed. When I'm in couch mode, I actually have a secondary table mount on the front of the toilet bench, and I have a small little coffee table sized tabletop that goes there that can go for the couch as well as the swivel seat. Under this bench seat, I have some storage options in there, like one kind of big area. Under here I have the exhaust for my heater. This is just an air vent to keep everything flowing. And then back here I've actually got a propane detector, just because the water heater is actually also under here, so there's a lot of like propane things in this area. I've got all of my monitors mounted up here, so my solar monitor, my heat thermostat, my hot water monitor, and my battery monitor. Up here I've got this cupboard is like my bathroom, I guess. In my upper cabinets I've got motion sensor lighting that comes on, just because like they're really tall and I'm really short, so it kind of helps me see everything. That's just USB rechargeable for those. And then in this side I've just kind of got extra stuff, books, kind of other decor options, some paperwork, and again with the motion sensor lighting. Over in my kitchen I've got my 75 liter 12 volt fridge. It also has like a little freezer portion on it. Up here I've got all of my like plates and glasses and all of my shopping bags. I keep all of my cutlery, all of that kind of stuff in this top drawer. I've got dry goods in this drawer. And then all of my pots and pans, kettle, Tupperware, all of that kind of stuff is just in this bottom drawer. Under the sink, my only DIY in the van is that I put this pop down in so I can have my little scrub brushy and washcloth. And then under this cupboard I've got a 24 liter gray water tank that I just take out manually and throw out, as well as my organics bin and my garbage can. I've attempted to put in a few things in the van, and like it looks like Swiss cheese. So I just knew, like, find someone who will build it for me. It'll get done quick and I won't have to like learn as much. You still have to learn pretty much everything, but like not the actual like this is how you make a cupboard. You just have to learn like the guts. So in the upper part of my kitchen storage I have my like oil and pepper, because that's all the spices I have, but also my snacks. I've got my kind of, I don't know, control panel, which has my light switches on it, some USBs, a 12 volt, my water pump, and like a spare in case I decide I want something hooked up to it. I've got my inverter here, which controls my 120 volt here, as well as I've got another 120 volt under the dining room table. I've got all of my soaps and sanitizers because it's COVID. And then here I've got a little monitor which tells me how the temperature is inside and outside, as well as the humidity levels. So I've just got a little detector mounted up on the roof rack for the outside and then the inside. I really like my bedroom. I've kind of made it like a little retreat, and I only use it for sleeping. So it's 40% of the van, but the rest of the space is so usable that I can just kind of keep it for sleeping and storing some clothes. So this is my bedroom. The bed is mounted 30 inches off the ground with a 6-inch mattress. So I had a bunk bed ladder cut down to size so that I could get up without having to step on the bench seat. My bed is a proper full double-size mattress. It fits perfectly in 6 feet across and 55 inches side to side, so I can sleep this way. I've got my 2 clothing cabinets here. This is all of my clothes with a door that will be fixed one day. And then here I've got all of my sweaters for winter, which should maybe be going back into storage soon if it's spring. I've got my bunk window here, which is just a slider, so it's nice to be able to wake up in the morning and see the view or get fresh air if I need it. On both sides of the bed, I've got little reading lights, which are really handy because I can swivel them and light outside if I need to. On this side, I've actually done a feature wall here where I put just peel and stick wallpaper up just to kind of warm up the space. I initially had painted everything white, but it felt really clinical, so I wanted something that was kind of girly, but also like warm and welcoming and fun, so I added that in. I've got a little USB charger right by my head there, so I can plug my phone in at night. A little shelf that I got that I have a little plant on, but I also put in my phone and my glasses at night. And then just a little USB rechargeable touch reading light on this side. I think when I left Australia, it was my opportunity to redo my life. So instead of, having a corporate job, having an apartment, staying in one place, I felt like I could do something remotely, travel around, and have just a little bit more freedom and not be so focused on my career, but have a better work-life balance. So behind all of my monitors is my closet. When I built the van, I knew I wanted hanging storage. So I've got a 10 inches by 55 inches. I've got the motion sensor light in there and just a mirror. It's too narrow for a full-length mirror, so I've just kind of taped up a couple smaller mirrors so I can see what my outfit looks like in the morning. But this was one of my non-negotiables in the van, and it's been really helpful, mainly just for coats all winter long, but I'm hoping one day it'll just be full of nice dresses for summer. So this is my basement. I guess some people call it the garage. On this side, I've got all of my electrical, and on that side, I've got all of my water. So I've got a 1,000-watt inverter on this side. I also have 4 110 amp hour batteries, AGM batteries on this side. I've got all my storage of all of my hoses and cords and antifreeze and car things and tables. I've got a telescoping ladder, so I can just put it around the outside of the van wherever I need to access the roof. On this side, I've got a 70-liter water tank. I've got an outdoor shower, but I'm winterized right now. It is also connected to the hot water heater. The top half of this is just all storage. So all back here, I've got lots of just junk stored in there. Because it's a pretty dark area, I've got some motion sensor lights. They're just all USB rechargeable. This light comes on when I open the back door, and this strip lining comes on when I access the garage or the basement through the trapdoor from the inside of the van. And then I also have a moisture absorber in here because it's quite a cold, damp area. I don't know, it's a little bit of freedom, it's a little odd, it's a little uncomfortable, and I don't want to get comfortable and have that, every single day is the same kind of day. So that's why I think I would stay in this past tomorrow.